In bouts lasting 15 to 25 minutes, fighters must be as lethal in attack as they are careful in defense, because 1 second of inattention can allow the opponent to turn the tide. We've prepared some legendary comebacks for you, so subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications for more exciting top 10 content, and let the games begin. Without a doubt, one of the biggest comebacks ever is the welterweight title fight as the second clash between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman at UFC 278. Leon finally gets his long-awaited opportunity but doesn't prosper for an entire bout. When a striker like Edwards gets dominated in the striking department, you know he's not doing well. And Kamaru also had 5 takedowns with 10 minutes of control. Whatever Leon did, Usman did better. Edwards' team was unhappy with his performance and tried to fire him up at every break, but he was still dominated round after round.
You gotta pull the out of fire. Stay sharp. Come on, Leon, man. You got it, man. Come on. You got it.
The 5th round wore on, and nothing changed. It looked like easy work for Usman, but like a bolt from the blue, a minute before the end, Edwards throws a championship high kick and knocks Usman out cold to become the new welterweight king.
Okay, Slappy, 42 out there.
No, you look good, man. You look good. You look like you got more in you.
Then I'm gonna keep going.
Glover Teixeira is a dangerous man considering his age and work experience, and he proved it at UFC 275. However, luck was not on his side in a battle against Jiri Prochazka, who came to win the light heavyweight title. The battle between a veteran and a 10-year younger challenger has proudly earned the Fight of the Year award 2022. Jiri had a tough time fighting Glover, considering that he won the last 10 matches by knockouts. Teixeira produced one of the best performances of his career, leading statistically in all parameters through 20 minutes. The action reigned non-stop, clean shots both on feet and ground, bringing the spectators into ecstasy, with Glover being a shade better. Towards the end of the 5th round, there was a reversal when the Brazilian took down the pole and controlled in full mount. Although it seemed like Jiri was waiting for a long 2 minutes, Prochazka pushed himself off the cage to get out of danger, and with patient transitions, he reached Glover's neck and finished him with a rear naked choke 40 seconds before the end of the lost fight. Before losing to Makhachev, Charles Oliveira showed that he was the king of comebacks in all 3 title matches, and the first of those was for the lightweight title against Michael Chandler. 2 of the most interesting fighters met at UFC 262, and the fight, which lasted only 2 rounds, was electric. After 8 wins, Bronx was finally coming for the title and UFC record for the most finishes. Of course, Chandler knew what was at stake and opened the match swinging for the Brazilian's head, and already in the first minute, Oliveira got to the back but failed to finish it. The American enters the 2nd round to finish the job, but after only 10 seconds he receives a sharp left hook, and Oliveira hunts him down like his prey to finally get the lightweight title, showing once again he is the most dangerous when he's hurt and keeps his promise of knocking out Chandler. Although the fight at UFC 196 seemed like easy money for rising star Conor McGregor, Diaz showed for the 1000th time that his opponent was in danger until the final bell. A supreme act of boxing techniques decorated the entire 1st round, where Conor went for another quick finish, but unfortunately for him, the opponent was the super durable Nate. Diaz's face was cut open in the 1st round, and McGregor was relentless with hard shots. Hurt by several blows, Conor in desperation goes for a takedown that Diaz defends, takes a dominant position, and arranges the upset and comeback of the century with a rear naked choke. McGregor suffers his first UFC loss and remains in disbelief as Nathan Diaz, with a devastated face, announces himself on the mic.
How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised.
The undefeated Russian fighter Magomed Ankalaev had an unfortunate debut at UFC in 2018, where he arrived after 8 consecutive victories. His opponent that night was submission phenom from Scotland Paul Craig, who was on a 2-fight losing streak. He desperately tried to get a takedown, but Magomed's experience came out on top even when taken down, controlling the Scotsman for almost 7 minutes throughout the fight. When Craig gets dominated on the ground, you know he's in trouble. Although it seemed that there was no way out, Magomed relaxed too much in grappling, and 1 minute before the end, Craig finally showed his world-class jiu-jitsu skills, and with the speed of light, he belts the opponent's head with a tight triangle, finishing him with a minute before the end.
And it's coming back to the brink the last time we were in London. I was beat. Ankalaev beat me 3 rounds. but it isn't over until it's over.
After a loss to Frankie Edgar, Yair Rodriguez appeared in the UFC at the end of 2018, where he tried to correct his career against the Korean Zombie. In the featherweight main event of the evening, awarded with the Fight of the Night bonus, the spectators witnessed a 25-minute battle of toughness between a Mexican and a Korean fighter. Striking that night was at a high level, embellished with knees, spinning kicks, and elbows non-stop. However, Yair showed that Mexicans have always been synonymous with combativeness. After the fighters shared a legendary moment 10 seconds before the end, touching gloves and throwing their hands up, Zombie attacks forward, and Rodriguez moving back sends him flat on the canvas with a never-before-seen elbow, and the sound of the bell that marked the end of the scrap.
Oh, insane.
Holy fuck.
Oh my
I've never
God,
seen that.
was sweet. Look
I've
at
never
this.
ever seen that.
Bang.
Oh my God.
goodness.
Particularly dangerous fighters are those who have equal punch power in the first and last minutes, and who has heavier striking artillery than the Black Beast. After 4 wins against quality heavyweight competition, Alexander Volkov tried to get one final step closer to the title against Derrick Lewis. After an intense weigh-in at UFC 229, the two meet in a 3-round title elimination heavyweight battle. Volkov, a striker with 24 knockouts out of 37 wins, used his reach very well against the shorter Lewis. Lewis put up solid resistance and fought to the end, and after surviving 3 rounds and many missed hard shots, with 20 seconds to go, he landed that one punch and ended the fight in his favor. The Black Beast took home the Performance of the Night bonus with a legendary post-fight interview statement.
Lewis, Derrick, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
Bobby King Green is not the man you need to stand in front of during the exchange of blows, and Drew Dober is one tough dude with a chin made of steel. UFC Fight Night in December 2022 has a superb comeback on its card in another fight of the night between two brawlers who came for fun, scrap, and money. Green's hand speed is incredible, even in slow motion as he nails Dober with most of his punches, moving in and out, taunting Drew with hands low and verbal jabs. It looked like Bobby would get the job done with a double lead in strikes. Going into the second round, Drew's face was a mess, while Bobby's was clean and fresh. However, Dober showed no signs of slowing down, and in the second round, there was a sudden reversal. Drew finally corners his opponent, and in a flurry of punches, he throws left hooks and spills Green on the floor. UFC 259 hosted 2 young lions on an early preliminary card that did not disappoint. New Zealander Carlos Ulberg is coming for another knockout and a point to prove against the more experienced Nigerian Kennedy Nzechukwu. If you aren't familiar with these names yet, you will be now. Ulberg immediately made it known that he came for a quick victory, and in the first seconds of the match hurt Kennedy with a high kick, which he followed up with the flurry of punches. Kennedy seemed to have no answer. In the second round, Kennedy increased the pressure while the blows did not stop for a second from both sides. Kennedy needed just one right moment to target the tired opponent with a right hook and put him to sleep where he stood. And Joe Rogan's reaction from the commentary booth said it all. One of the top comeback fights from 2021 goes to the match between Jeremiah Wells and Carlston Harris. Carlston had a tough night with the American fighter, who was maximally efficient and dominant throughout the fight. If you were a Harris fan, you know how painful the second and third rounds were to watch, because Jeremiah was ragdolling him with impressive control for over 9 minutes. Carlston's corner was dissatisfied, but the fight was over only when the referee said so. Harris finally took advantage of the moment and turned the situation in his favor when he countered the opponent's takedown with the Anaconda choke, in which Wells fell asleep, and Carlston got the biggest comeback win in his career. There you have it, people. Some of the biggest comebacks in the history of sports. Don't forget to like the video and comment on which one is your favorite. Remember to keep your guard up, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.